Hey everyone! So today we're looking at simplifying square roots if we have a square root that isn't a perfect square. Here we have the square root of 12. So we know it's not a perfect square because there's no number times itself that will give you 12. For example, we know that 3 times 3 is 9, and 4 times 4 is 16, but there's no number that would, no whole number at least, that would give you 12. So, we want to figure out how can we simplify the square root of 12 so that it's a smaller number inside of that square root. What we're going to do is, let me erase this first, is we're going to look for the factors of 12. And we're going to try to identify if there's any perfect squares in the factors of 12. So, let's start. What times another number equals 12? We have 1 times 12. We have 2 times 6. And we have 3 times 4. So now we're going to look at all of these factors that we found. And does any of them have a perfect square that is a factor of 12? So we know 1 is a perfect square, but the problem with 1 is that 1 times 12 gives us back that same 12. So let's see if we can find another perfect square. 12 isn't a perfect square. 2 isn't a perfect square. 6 isn't a perfect square. 3 isn't a perfect square, but 4 is. So what we can do now is, since we know that 4 is a perfect square, we can break this square root up into the square root of 4 times the square root of 3. The square root of 4 times the square root of 3 is the square root of 12. But now I can simplify the square root of 4, because we know that is 2 times the square root of 3. And another way we can write this is just 2 square root of 3. This right here is the simplified version of the square root of 12.